All right. So here I am yet again, back with the whiz. It's actually quite late at night. Normally I would walk away from my computer and go and put my feet up with a beer and watch TV or something, but I just don't feel like it right now. I've just been processing the latest Foxwoods session that Jason, Mr. Handpay, has put up. Let's see, he said it was Friday, so that was yesterday, which was the 9th of August. Absolute bloody disaster. And the most extraordinary thing, as far as I'm concerned, is that he was well ahead, 10 grand ahead at one point, and just went apeshit. It's just. So I've dropped him a line just saying to him, hey, I mean, have you got a death wish or something? What the fuck is going on? It's just bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. All over the place with his bets and spreading out from, sort of 1 bet to 3 bets to 2 bets to 1 to 3 to 2 to 1 to 1 to 1 to little bit. Like I always say, his money, his choice, but deadly stuff. Double for the loss. And one thing I have decided is I'm going to yet again change the name of the strategy. The strategy itself doesn't change at all, but I have to try to make it as accessible as I can and as simple and as easily understood as I can. And so now what I'm going to call it is double or drop. And I've looked that up and nobody else is using that for anything, so I'll stand by that. So repeat. Oh, well, that's a split. Excuse me, there'll be much yawning probably. Oh, that's a bit of a cock-up. 2, 3, 4, I think. Third. We'll take that. Yeah, I mean, because really what it comes down to is terribly simple. I mean, you double down 3 times and then drop, reduce the bet, or stop it entirely. Just don't do it anymore. Walk away, or if you're at a baccarat table where they'll let you skip without betting, and many do apparently. They didn't in my day, but apparently they do now. That's what you need to do. What the hell was that? Double for the loss, I think. And repeat. Doubly down. And back to the thingy. The min. That was a clever one. +1 for the win. Oh, he didn't have 21 as well, did he? I didn't notice. 51 second. 2, 3 third. That's a split. Oh boy. What's going to happen? Oh! Jesus Christ. But there's nothing that happens in this game that isn't sort of just, oh, okay, well, fine. So I guess we're still at, oh, now we're doubling down. Okay. Well, that was better, wasn't it? Okay, back to the minimum. Yeah, I just, it's not my business. I'm not saying it's my business, but it's just that, Jason is a guy who's putting himself up as a kind of an expert blackjack player, and he's nuts. He's all over the place. And there was another big session at Yamavar, which was a streaming session. It was about 2 hours, and I transcribed the first, 20 or 30 rounds of that, and then because excuse me so much, because there's no stated bet value online, and because he very often forgets to say how much he's betting, it's just too much of a bloody nuisance. So I added until we were both even or better, and then went on to the latest Foxwoods thing. But what a ridiculous mess. Clear and back to the minimum, I think. Nice one. Oops. Double for the loss. Not so nice. That's rude. Alright, so we're now on. Got to be 2-3, hasn't it? Third. 5-3, drop. 6-3. Nice one. 7-3. 7-3 it is. That's a double. Another double. Okay, so we made that one, so that's 5-3 then, because we got 2 back on that. I don't bother to deduct the ones. You know, if it's just 100, I don't take it off the down. But if it's 200 or more, I take it all off. And again, that's just something you can fool around with if you want. Up to you. Where am I? I think that's it, isn't it? Yeah. Back to the min. I think that's right. Wow, that was unearned. It's a repeat. So we're back to, it's a slow haul to 1,000, isn't it, this time? Well, that was a piglet thing to do, wasn't it? That looks to me like 2-3. Ugh. Uh, 5-6 third. 11-6 drop. 8-6. That's a bitch, isn't it? 8-9 for the tie. 17-18, so we'll call that 17-20. Look. Well, that was a lucky break. It didn't make us much for 3,700, but it did take us well over 1,000. I mean, this is very much a take it or leave it strategy. You know, I mean, lots of people just say it's mad, and you know, all I can say to them is, if you don't bet this way, you just lose your money. Particularly if you bet the way that Jason bets. Well, that didn't go so well, did it? So that was 75, 3, 4, 5, I think. Oops, no, that's not right. 4, 5, I think. I'll take that. Yeah, we really are creeping up this time, but we are up. That's the most important thing to keep in mind, you know. +1. 51 second. Repeat. Back to the min. Yeah, we are dragging our feet. Double for the loss. One, 2, third. Oh, very pretty up there. That's good enough. Ooh, Oh, there's a smell. We don't have skunks in England. But that smells like skunk to me. Bloody hell. Did we win that one? I think we did. 50. Oh, piddle and fiddle and faddle and fart. 51 seconds. 2-3 third. 5-3 drop. 6-3. We don't care about shuffles. Nice one. 6-3 it is. 1, 2, 3. 3-4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Yeah, it's a slow burn this time. $51 second. Oh, that was mean. 2-3 third. Bugger. Boy, that was close. Jesus. But we'll take stuff like that, you know. Okay, so double for the loss. Repeat. Double down. Excellent min. Double for the loss. I'll repeat. 51 second. 2-3 third. That was a lucky one too, wasn't it? 3,000 now ahead. That's not terrible now. We're getting a little bit better. Double for the, no, sort of add one for the win is what I meant to say. 51 second. 2-3. Yeah, I think the problem Jason might have is that he couldn't possibly adopt pattern betting or double or drop or whatever I'm currently calling it, depending on wind direction, etc. Because the casino would not like, or his casinos who promote him and pamper him and treat him like royalty would lose their taste for his style if he started to teach people how to win. That's my guess anyway. What the hell was that? Did we win? Did we make money? Alright. +1 for the win. Plus one more. 1, 2. Bugger. That might be better. Alright. Back to the min. Yeah, it's all these folks telling me, you're going to crash and burn, you're going to crash and you're going to fail, you're going to... Jeez, alright people, whatever you say. And why isn't it happening? And these things I do with Jason, you know, I mean, it's just every time. You know, it's just ridiculous, really. It's bad and embarrassing is what it is. Oh dear, so that's 4-5, is it? Oops. That might be a little bit high, but I'll take it. 9-10. Oh dear, 19-20. We better make that 19-25 because we're right up there now, I think. So 2.5. Oh, I'll take that bust, I tell you. That was good for us. But it's all about, you know, having the right money out at the right time. Which means you can't keep reducing your bets. You can't be doing a Vegas Matt or a Mr. HP or whatever. I mean, they're all over the place. They really are. And I know, their money, their choice, but, you know. I should have split those, damn it. I think we're on 2-3. That was it. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. That was bad news. 2-3, so one's a push, so 5-6, third, I think. $11-6, drop. $5-6. We're doing all right now, aren't we? Coming up to 5,000, which is not, you know, it's not sort of earth-shaking, but it's better than a poke in the eye with a pointed stick. Plus one more. We'll just repeat that one. So now we're on 2-3, third. Oh, that was a clever one. Back to the men. Plus one for the win. 51 second. For 2-3 third. Uh, 5-3 drop. 6-3. 6-3, 6-3, 6-3, 6-3, so that's 4-3 because we made 2 there. We're not greedy. One, two. Bugger and damn. 3, 4. Gonna have to roll to another shoe, I think. 3, 4 second. Seven, 8 third. Oh, that worked out, didn't it? Look at that. I mean, look how tidy that is. And some jerk out there, probably what's his face, Greg Matchmaker, is going to say, well, obviously the sim's crooked. We only made $5 this time, all right? So, you know, it's no big deal. Don't get excited. Don't get your knickers in a twist. But 5,000 up is better than 20,000 down, which is about where Jason was when he had his last outing at Foxwoods. But I'm going to say it again: his money, his choice. He can do what he wants. It's his channel. He can play like a loon if he wants to. Maybe that's the script he's working from. I have no idea. Anyway, that's it for now, and I will catch you later. Good night. Okay, so here's the analysis of the last session. It's featured in the current demo. I've come out 175 better off than the wizard counted me, but I'm sure it's my mistake. I think it's just such a small percentage. I'm really not sure that it's worth the nuisance of trying to track down exactly where that comes from. I actually just suddenly got an idea. There it is. yeah, I suddenly figured out, oh, wait a minute, I know what's going on here. So, okay, so I'm £25 better off than I ought to be, which is not as bad. It's not quite as offensive, is it? You can see that because of the fact that there were more wins than losses, the random better does very nicely for an enormous amount of increased action. Because of course I've got the random better, as I've told you before. You know, the random betting thing on this side, the random betor, is set to Mr. HP style, minimum 500, maximum I think 20,000 or something like that. But you know, I mean, as long as you're winning more bets than you lose, you've got a decent chance, unless you're a complete screw up, of making a little bit of money. But that doesn't happen very often. That's the thing, you know. Anyway, I just keep poking these things. I was just waiting for a negative, and I finally got one there and didn't notice it. But each time, you know, you look at the action number, which is in G for random betting, and in L for pattern betting, you see the enormous difference. You know, I mean, it's 10, 12, you know, oh, just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So what we have, I'll just scroll down through these. Uh-oh. Oh dear, I didn't finish. That's half-witted of me, isn't it? How on earth did that happen? Oh, 300, 100. My apologies. Yeah, I had a funny thing actually just now, which really threw me. I use a fairly simple editing program. It works. It does a nice job for me. But it suddenly said that it couldn't read my content. It couldn't play it back because it was corrupt. And I'm thinking, what? What? Yeah. And anyway, 400. And then we went out with a bang, 800. So there we are. And now I'm even further ahead. Okay, well, it's a little battle between me and the Wiz. I'm pretty sure that he's in the right and I'm in the wrong. But either way, the basic principle is proven here, because once again, you know, you've got 152% win over average loss, 270 average win, 180 roughly average loss, 152%. The gross AV for this session was 2.7%, which was improved to plus 6.8%. In other words, a player edge by naturals and double downs and so on. We've got the usual graphic down here, which shows the to and fro, ebb and flow, back and forth, yin and yang, zig and zag, you know, ping and pong, whatever. And it's the same old story. Every time you look at one of these things, exactly the same thing. And what I find really fascinating is the way people respond to these things, where they say, well, wait a minute. Everyone knows that casino games of chance can't be beaten. So anybody who's suggesting a strategy which beats them must be a liar, a thief, a fraud, a con man, a snake oil salesman, a whatever. Now, I'm not sure how that would apply to somebody who is not selling anything, and I'm most definitely not selling anything. But, you know, it's just the way that people are. It's like Greg Matchmaker saying that this is bad and embarrassing. Well, what is he talking about? He hasn't even looked at the videos. He hasn't looked at the demos. I know that from the Google report back, you know. Nobody's looking at these things for, you know, I mean, a few people who actually comment and so on, you know, and there's one guy in particular who always likes whatever I do. So I know when he's visited, because hardly anybody else bothers. But most people are highly suspicious of any suggestion which sort of like, I don't know, upsets the apple cart, threatens the status quo, you know, contradicts the conventional wisdom. And I've always said, it's not conventional wisdom, it's casino wisdom. It's what the casino puts out there. And the reason that I've been as nasty about Greg Matchmaker as I have been consistently in the last few videos is that he went over the line. He put up this whole thing about the martingale, and because I know that he's a long-time casino professional, I instantly recognised what he was up to, because that is the kind of the go-to piece of crap that casinos put out with all of their disinformation, misinformation, bloody fake news, if you like, whatever. They just have a constant stream of this crap coming out through their carnival barkers, their shills, their whatever, their trolls, whatever. And it just really got my goat. I admit that, because everybody knows that the martingale on its own is a bad idea. But anybody with a brain also knows that progressive betting is the only way you can beat these games. The only way. You can't do it in an unfettered, uncontrolled, sort of stupid way, which is what the martingale does. But of course, in a minute you'll be seeing that the martingale version that I created is still winning. I'm getting really pissed off about that, I tell you. But it did have one loss. I think it had a loss of 81,000, so it's probably just about breaking even. But I'll pull all this information together in one lump at some point. But anyway, just to finish my point here, Greg put up this martingale thing. Instant bloody klaxon goes off. I'm thinking, okay, here we go. We've got a guy who is a wolf in sheep's clothing. He is definitely still working for the casinos, because all these systems that he puts out on his roulette channel, which I must say is very entertaining, and I think people seem to love it. He's got all his followers in Discord. I can't get used to that name, but anyway, in Discord, and he throws them little scraps. Sort of like he'll win 50 euros and he'll give 25 to somebody in the group, and of course, free money. Who's not going to go for that? It's like treats for a dog, and they're all wagging their tails and saying he's wonderful. But anyway, that's a whole other story. But yes, he's quite obviously a wolf in sheep's clothing. It's the very nicest thing you could say about it. Now, Double Down. That's me adapting the simple, brainless, stupid martingale slightly, so that the whole thing about, well, and then you only win one unit, it's just nonsense. Because what you do is, if you win to start with, then you add a unit, and then you add a unit, blah blah blah, and you can see it again. It's always the same up here, plus blah 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 blah, whatever. And then if we go here and we change that to 0, you lose about 2 grand overall. And this is only a half hour's worth of action, let's face it. So, it's worth doing the smart thing and doing the +1 when you begin. Here is the actual value, which is just, plus minus, 1, whatever. And here we went sort of like, hop, and then sort of fairly even, and then a big dip, and then up, and then well, I don't need to talk you through it. You can see it all there. And then down here we've got a slightly larger version of the ping pong ebb flow pattern thing. And I changed the name from pattern betting to double or drop, simply because what I'm constantly trying to do is to just simplify, and that's really the essence of the whole thing. It's all about pattern betting, it's all about turning around, it's all about having a target, and all those names were perfectly valid and useful in their day. But I'm in a different sort of forum, a different kind of public space now, so I've got to try and keep it simple, because my brain power is not sufficient to understand why people in their hundreds of thousands watch these loonies on YouTube throwing tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands down the toilet. But there must be some excitement value to that I don't quite understand. 92% of all bets, as you can see over here, were low, below 500 or whatever it was. I think it's 500. and they actually won 2,525, and then there were 10 bets on 9%, which went above the watermark, the benchmark, and they won about the same, 2,800. So there you have it. I think I'm done. 152%. They're pissed off that random betting is winning again, but you know, it's a brief experience for those people. And I'm still trying to figure out what happened with Jason Bulkey, because you know, Mr. Handpay, he was 10 grand ahead, and then he just went absolutely bonkers for the last 4 losing bets in the session, and just blew it all. So he lost 30,000 in, I don't know, a minute. You got to wonder, right? Anyway, that's coming up next. Hi. Okay, so this is an update of all of the stuff that I've been doing with material that's been supplied unwittingly and without permission by Mr. Handpay. And we're now all the way back to the 15th of March, and after the latest session, which was a tough time for him, he's now down to still being slightly ahead on that period of time, which is what, April, May, June, July, August, 5 months. He's back down to 5,000 ahead, which for him is nothing, because he bets 5,000 and thereabouts quite often, and sometimes goes completely apeshit. What have we got here? We have Jason's latest, which is the one that looks like this, and you'll find it online easily enough. Let's just pick out the whoops. Oh, it's not going to be as easy as I thought. I was going to say I'll just expand it. Oh, there we are. Sorry. Okay, so you can see, you know, 13,000 a hand on blackjack, the session that, blah blah. It's I don't understand why it was a disaster for him, because he got ahead at one point. But you know, what can I tell you? He was 10,650 ahead, which is down here, and it just didn't happen for him. Over the same period, pattern betting didn't make a whole lot of money. 2,000, about 5,000, but it's a lot better than losing 20,000. I show him losing 18,850, but it's possible that he lost money on side bets. I don't take any notice of those. I just ignore them completely. I do apply all of his bets, you know, so when and this is why it's as complicated as it is, because, you know, he likes to bet 3, and then he bets 2, and he gets 1, then 3, then I don't know, whatever. I've never seen anybody make any success out of betting multiple hands, but I do know one, and that is Max from MG21, who's disappeared off the face of the earth. Vanished from YouTube, but I mean, boy, that guy was worth watching, because he turned himself from a fairly kind of a pedestrian blackjack player in the company of Sarah. I've forgotten her last name, but she's from Canada, and she has a channel on YouTube with her husband or partner, Vic. And Vic is extraordinary, because he does nothing but whinge all the time about his terrible luck. I've never heard the like. It is unbelievable. You know, I don't know. What can I say? But anyway, you know, to each his own, blah blah, and I'm sure that they're in a lovely relationship and are having a lovely time and making tons of money from Google. Good luck to them. But anyway. I have him, Jason, down 20,500 in one place, and 18,050 in another, 850 in another. So These little kind of like differences do bother me a little bit, but only a little bit, because I'm really very careful about how I enter results. And you know, the picture basically is, you know, the big picture is what counts. And right now, I mean, Jason is about to go into the red from the 15th of March, at least from the things that I've analysed. I did not put in the whole streaming session that he did from Yamavar recently, because that got to be really difficult. You know, the bets aren't announced, and sometimes he doesn't say it out loud, and there's nothing on the screen because it's live, you know, so nobody can put up bets. The only way that they can get around that is to have something on camera continuously, you know, another camera with another little thing down in the corner where they could put the amount of the bet. But, you know, it's his channel. He can do what he wants. You know, I completely recognise that. But anyway, the light green line is